I'm Brittany Rosendaul, and I'm here with Dylan Wagner and Kevin Miller of Kairos Prison Ministry. Can you tell me a bit about what Kairos is?
If you're familiar with the Emmaus Walk or the Great Banquet, this is very much it's the same family of ministries. It's just going into a prison. It's still they call it a 3-day weekend, but it's more like 3.5 days. The inmates will come in about 5 o'clock on Thursday evening, and they will be with us all day Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday till about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. During that time, they'll listen to 10 different talks. We actually say it's one talk with 10 parts. They'll get lots of cookies. They'll get fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, meals like they don't normally get, but most important, they'll get a lot closer to God during the weekend.
Why should people care about prison inmates?
In Matthew 25, they asked Jesus about the kingdom, and he gives a list of things that when you've done them for him. Feed the hungry, clothe the naked. One of the things Jesus very specifically mentions is, you visited me in prison. So by Jesus' own words, when we go to the prison, when we do things for an inmate, we are actually doing them for Jesus himself. That's Jesus' own word. All we have to do is decide if we want to believe him or not.
What made you want to get involved?
Well, I was very involved with the Awakening community, and I just happened to have Kevin on the team with me, and we were just talking about Kairos. I just thought it was the coolest thing to be able to go into a prison and then just spread love to people who feel like they're unloved. So this would be my first one, and I'm looking forward to it very much.
What's so significant about the cookies?
Statistically, when an inmate has been incarcerated for over 5 years, he is no longer getting visits, phone calls, or letters from home. That includes mom, dad, kids. The divorce rate is almost 100% after only a year. We give every inmate 2 dozen cookies, not just ones going through Kairos, but every inmate in the prison. When you haven't gotten a letter from your mom for 5 or 10 years, when somebody brings you 2 dozen homemade cookies, it means a lot to you. That's what the cookies are about. It's about bringing God's love. When homemade cookies are pretty special.
How are you spreading the word?
So we had this Facebook group called Kairos Cookie Monster, and there we have the guidelines, because people can make cookies themselves, and we have an arrangement where me and my brother, who's also on the team, can pick them up, or we can arrange a drop-off. So our contact information is on this page, and we also have the guidelines.
And what is your guys' goal?
Well, over the weekend we hand out 6,000 dozen cookies, and each team member is supposed to gather 150 dozen. So our goal is to get 500 dozen cookies, and we're doing that through Cookies on Demand as a fundraiser and donation.
Can you tell me a little bit about the fundraiser?
Yes, we've been asked to help Cookies for Kairos. 500 dozen is a huge goal, so they've come to the Cookie Lady, and we've decided that you will be able to help us out. You can call in at 419-485-0070 and pledge a donation. You can donate 1 dozen, which is $6.99, or if you decided you wanted to pledge more, you can do any amount, monetary amount, and then at the end of the fundraiser, September 9th, we'll collect all those donations, and then we'll bake a lot of cookies.
If people want to get more involved with Kairos, how can they do that?
We love to have people show up for the closing. Like I said earlier, they have no family showing up to visit them, so the closing is kind of a special event for them. You have to fill out a Nexus form. You can find that at ToledoKairos.com. We need that filled out fairly soon. And then the closing is September 24th it's on a Sunday. I believe it's at 12:30 is when you have to show up at the prison, having the form already filled out, and you can see the guys that have gone through the weekend actually graduate, and you can get more information at ToledoKairos.com.
If people want to keep up to date on Kairos, how can they do that?
The Facebook group that we created will keep everyone up to date and let anyone know events coming up and just more information.
Thanks, Dylan and Kevin, for taking the time to talk to me about Kairos today.
Thanks for having us.
And this is Brittany Rosendaul reporting for ABEX Community News, Bryan. Thank you, Becky, for becoming a student sponsor. And what are your thoughts on this program?
I absolutely love ABEC News. It gives the kids a sense of reality and out in the job force. It also is giving them back to the community. If it wasn't for the kids, we wouldn't have cookies.
What other charitable activities are you involved in?
We just finished up a fundraiser for the Montpelier Police Department K-9. We raised $2,631. We host the business after hours for our community and here in Montpelier. We are constantly giving back to the community because the community gives so much to us.
Thanks, Becky, for becoming a student sponsor today.
You're so welcome, and thank you, Brittany, for coming out.
Thanks, Connie and Stacy, owners of Elegant Coverings, for becoming student sponsors today. And what are your thoughts on this program?
We think it's great. Yeah, we've met Brittany, who's amazing. We've had a great time tonight. We haven't done this much or at all, so it's been fun. It's been a great experience. Thank you very much. You've made it very easy for us. Thank you.
And a great experience for other area high schoolers as well to be able to come out and do the interview process. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it's great. I think it's great for you guys to go right out in the trenches or out in the field and learn and put a microphone in my face and learn how to do things. So I think it's awesome that you're learning.
What other community activities are you involved with?
I member of the chamber. We do host for Relay for Life for some of the chapters. We're going to probably do something for Sarah's house maybe this fall. And I think there's little things that we do throughout the year that, people just ask to tag on. Oh, Humane Society comes out and does a little thing for their fundraiser for the Humane Society. So a few little events.
Well, thank you for all you do in the community.
Well, thank you.